Hey guys, we're going to Vegas, but look, we got their flight here. Yeah,
So the Thunderbirds, Air Force.
I think Air Force is Thunderbirds, right? But these might not be Thunderbirds. These just might be the.
Yeah, it just seemed like they're just doing acrobatic, but I don't know. They can't see it.
Well, I'm trying to.
It's about an eighth of an inch from the bottom. So they're
I'm
flying really low. They come in again. See
trying
if
to see if
they
you guys can see it.
see if it's a
See,
touch and go. Yeah, no.
it's right there. That's the Air Force flying.
Oh, I think they probably caught the. Yeah, no.
We sorry guys, we caught them just a little bit too late. But they were doing tricks in the
You might
air.
get the glint as it goes through past the sun, right?
Everyone coming? Oh, I see them. They're coming again.
Yeah, so
There's no car behind us.
the reflection on the wing. Can you zoom in?
Um,
The last one. Two more. Yeah, like that.
okay, where are they now?
One's just passing the billboard.
The billboard over there.
And then, yeah, to the right, just the column of the billboard. Now it's just passing, at least from my vantage. So to you, it would be about 3 inches left. And you might catch one reflection right about now.
Oh no, he's too small.
No, he's not. Yeah, it's not tilted this way. There he is, right there, the glint. Right there. See it?
There?
See the glint? See the reflection? By the stop sign, just to the right of the stop sign, about an eighth of an inch above the horizon of the airport. Oh, never mind. He's gone.
Yeah, he's going out of my way.
Oh, there's another one.
Last
one. Similar to where it was before, the column. Where, lost him.
Yeah, it's too small. Sorry, guys. It was a big. We're trying to show you the air.
Yeah, it looks like the Thunderbirds, like some type of precision flying of some sort.
You know what? This isn't. I thought this would go to the Schmidt. Hopefully, this goes to the Chevron. I think it will. Let's find out.
Oh, so the best station, whatever.
Are completely full. Ooh. Little interesting stuff over there.
Is this EV charger?
No, vacuum cleaning. That's vacuum.
Oh, yeah. So you want frappuccinos?
Yes. Yeah, you can give me two if you want, and then whatever
Caramel?
you want.
No, I'm fine.
Yeah, caramel and vanilla, or vanilla, whatever they have.
One of each? Different?
Sure. Oh, that's not time to kill. Okay, Donnie. You guys want to see all the people coming in and out? Oh, a lot of time to kill. But you guys can't see it. There's too much reflection. How you guys doing today? We're getting ready to drive to Phoenix. Oh yeah, I gotta text my station manager. You know, he gives me my press pass, so I feel obligated that I gotta give him. You know, let him know when I'm coming. Guillermo. Yeah. How you spell shenanigans? Yes. Thank you, Jenny. How you doing? What's up, Mama Saba? We're just getting a. Ty's getting me some coffee for the road. And we was banned and filmed the election shenanigans. Sorry guys, just give me 1 second. I'm going to film the election shenanigans and most likely going to the Kari Lake headquarters. There we go. Had to send Guillermo a little message. I don't want to hear from him. Eddie, you were at Kari Lake's office and you didn't call me for an interview. So what's up, sheepdog? Man, you missed it. Me and Andy and Ty were in Vegas for the weekend. We went with Matt Rogers. We went to the dirt track racing last night or Saturday night. We went to Hoover Dam. We went to Fremont Street Experience. Donnie's loving it. Oh, Monster. How's everybody doing today? All right, I want everybody to do me a favor. I want you guys to pray and think about it. Say, Eddie's going to get to meet Kari Lake today. I've met her before when I went to the Trump rally, but we want to get an interview with Kari Lake today. So everybody hope and pray and put in good thoughts so that way we get to go interview Kari Lake. If you guys know Ben Berquam, we're meeting him. I told him we were going to be there right now. But we went gambling last night and the strip, and I didn't get home till 5 o'clock in the morning. So I slept in for a little bit. Freaking Andy got lucky. He came out $40 ahead, and my dumbass lost. So yeah, so we're going to... What's up, Snickies? We're for sure meeting up with Ben. That's guaranteed. But the next thing is if we're going to meet up with Kari Lake or not. And that's what we're hoping for. So I'm probably going to have to call my station. Thank you for your stay at Townhouse Place. Yeah, these guys wanted me to pay a service dog fee. I was a little upset about that. I'm like, you can't charge a service dog a cleaning a pet fee. It's been a bad experience this time here in Vegas. So we went to Jerry's Nugget to get some prime rib, right? We walk in the casino, and the guy's like, is that a service dog? And I'm like, does it not say it on his vest? And then the guy's like, are you disabled? I'm like, yeah, I'm handicapped. And then he started asking, he's like, well, what service does your dog do for you? And I said, I've been attacked before, and he makes sure people don't attack me again. And he's like, well, what other services does he do for you? And he kept us there for like 5 minutes. And then Tahoe finally said, hey, you're embarrassing him. This is wrong. You're not allowed to ask these questions. And the guy's like, what's my job? And so finally Ty kept pushing it. And so it was okay then. So then we get to the Jerry's Cafe. And they said, oh, you need to move your scooter, sir, because it's in a fire lane. I was like, okay, all right, I'll just move it closer to me. And they're like, no, we're going to put it 20 feet away because it's in a fire lane. And we don't want you blocking people getting out for the fire.
By the time I got to the cooler and back, there's like 20 people jumped out of a bus or whatever they came out.
It's all good. Thank you, bud. Yeah. I'll let you explain it because these people haven't heard our story about last night at the
Which one? Yeah, you just
at
gotta
Jerry's Nugget.
You got to collect all the different versions together.
Yeah. All right, guys. I'll show you the road, and Ty will explain to you how we were treated by the security team, and then by the actual restaurant people. Thank you, Ty. So, What was the security guard saying, Ty?
Well, so Eddie goes in, and the guy starts asking, being somewhat officious, and so I'm like, you know what, I didn't want to get whatever, so I walk ahead because I didn't want to chime in. I just let Eddie take care of his business or whatever, and so as I'm walking past there, he just keeps asking these questions, and he's acting more specific information, and I go back and I'm like, you know what, at this point, because unless you travel with Eddie, and it's really difficult to explain the objective viewpoint of what is happening. Like I didn't get the disability thing as much until I traveled with Eddie, and so any type of and almost any type of curb is impassable on his scooters and stuff like that. So in any case, so knowing that, I'm not sensitive. I'm just more.
You know that's my situation better than most.
Yeah, I know my situation. Yeah, it's something. But I try not to weigh in, right? I just I'm not here to try to overlord and try to enforce this, that, and the other thing. But in this case, the dude kept asking more and more specific questions. It's like he wanted him to be a circus animal, and perform for him, essentially. Well, or explain to him, all this, why are you a circus freak, and explain why you're a dwarf, and why are you so short, that type of like. What do you mean? Why am I so short? Yeah, that's kind of how it felt. And so I turn around and I'm like, I go, what do you want him to?
I guess if you wanted to get out of a chair and
yeah,
show you how bad he walks.
Yeah, exactly. And then to see why he's a service animal. And so he came back. I think he was somewhat offended that I would do that. So I challenged him, and then he came and he said, "Hey, I'm just doing my job." And so this is what I do. So what I do is I act like a. Yeah, I act like a levee or a dam or whatever, and then I have him present his case. He's saying he's doing this stuff. I make sure that the case is presented, that when he's asking these questions, you're back and forth, and we ended up shaking hands, and he said he's doing his job, and I gave him some suggestions to improve, and then we shook hands and said, thanks for doing your job. So that was that thing. We thought it was behind us.
It got worse.
Well, yeah, it got different. Yeah,
but worse.
Yeah, but say, borrowing your grandparents' handicap parking pass and parking a handicap spot. I get that irritation, and so that's kind of, he basically assumes everybody's guilty. At least that's the first one. But at the restaurant, they let us in, right? There was no problem. Yeah, they let us in. They accommodated us on a I thought the best situation for what Eddie is. So he's on a scooter. They have They set 3 chairs around a foretop, and so one area is either for Eddie to pull up into. So essentially, they give an option: sit in a seat, or to park underneath the table and eat his meal on a scooter. Which I thought, that's how I processed it. And so Eddie parks the scooter. He takes a little bit to get Donnie to be acclimated. Everything's working fine, and then out of nowhere, this gal comes and says, well, according to our fire code, you're not supposed to put the scooter in the aisle. And I'm like, all right, that doesn't make any sense to me. So I'm like, listen. I go, listen, here you have a fire. Okay, we're talking about the fire code. Can you calm down, sir?
Is that Ben?
I don't know, somebody else. 1 second, just in case it's an official call. Hello?
We're calling about your vehicle warranty program.
I hate these. We're Lifelong Medical. We're here lifelong. This is my insurance or my previous healthcare provider. They want me to come in so they can just keep charging me for tests and stuff. Hi, we're Lifelong Medical. It's just, think of Lifelong as being ominous. We're here to stalk you forever. We're Lifelong Medical. It's like having an old girlfriend that won't ever stop calling you. So it's just like, leave me alone. In any case, okay, so I got to kind of explain the situation of the restaurant. So the gal comes and she says, well, according to the fire code, so you people just, okay, well, you have to park your scooter over here by the kitchen.
Like 20 feet, 30 feet away from
far, yeah, it's significant. It's in the middle of the restaurant, on the aisle. We're recessed off. And then they have right behind Eddie, there's a dessert counter, and it's a two arced counters. The back counter, which is arced kind of like the bottom of an olive, and then the front counter, which I didn't see from my angle. So my angle was that Eddie's scooter was just in line with the back counter, and he wasn't invading the alley or the walkway of the restaurant. So so this is all the stuff. It's hard to tell the right story without seeing what my perspective is and all the information that's going through my head, so I can push back this hard. And so I'm like going, okay, ma'am, we're talking about a fire. Now a fire's raging. Now I got to go and find the scooter, drag Eddie during the fire, toward the kitchen where the fire might be? Will you calm down? I go, no. What do you mean calm down? I'm fine. So I'm fine. Again, this is a fire, right? You're talking about the fire code. I can't be concerned when there's a fire raging in your restaurant. That's the type of stuff. So in any case, they accommodated us in another table.
Yeah,
and,
they made us move.
Oh, actually, it seemed like everything was fine until when we sat at a table, one of the table rockered. And so I'm like, how do you not fix a rocker table, like a wobbly? Like where you need to put like a matchbook or... Actually, this one was, Eddie was going to put a napkin underneath it. That's what he wanted to solve the problem. I'm like, going, this doesn't seem like an accident. That's how I saw it. Because how do you not know that your table's wobbly? In any case. I don't know if anybody's following.
Donnie doesn't have it. They're listening.
So it was the context was everything was fine. We were sitting down. Gal was taking our order. Nobody was saying anything. And then when we asked if I could get a little wedge to fix the wobbly of the table, that's when this gal comes and starts enforcing fire code, this, that, and the other thing. And so that's when I did a judo move on her with the fire code stuff and saying, okay, now imagine the fire happening. I'm dragging Eddie looking for the scooter. What's going on here? So I'm trying to impart the level of
insane.
Urgent. Well, yeah, both insane of the situation, but also the urgency of a fire's raging and I got to go look for a scooter. Is that really what you're trying to implement? So I needed to have a lasting memory more than just the incident, So to try to discourage that type of humiliation again. It's essentially separating somebody from their mobility device from where they're eating. They should either be trained or the manager should know about this. It can't be an accident. This is a freaking casino where they get hundreds of thousands of people per year. The situation cannot be unique. That's my point.
Yeah, and it was mostly older people in that casino, and there was many mobility scooters.
Yeah, so in any case, they... Whatever. It might have been an accident, whatever, but I thought I appropriate. I'm just demonstrating what might be a shock when you see it initially, but because I've been immersed in this type of stuff for a dozen years now, these are tried and true. These are tried techniques that I've used. Not specifically these words, but the methodology. It isn't haphazard, and it's not. It's, for example, I can control my tone. This is what I can explain. The tone, timbre, and camber of my cadence. Sorry, tone, timbre, and cadence of my speech. I tell them, but again, so then I try to bring them into whatever the situation is, and so I can impart into them the decision-making process, whatever. So it was important to show that it didn't seem necessarily like it was a handicap issue until the passive-aggressive person wants to make an issue of it. And it might have been, for example, one of the gals didn't like a hat.
Yeah.
And so they would take it out on Eddie. That's the type of stuff that, where the person who's perceived to be least able to defend themselves is humiliated, essentially. And so
why it brings up the hat thing is, so here's what we had noticed afterwards. So Andy's wearing his Let's Go Brandon hat, and Donnie, his service vest says in big bold letters, Donald J. Trump. And she kept looking at Donnie. So I'm like, I wonder if they're doing this because we're Trump supporters.
Yeah, that's
it's a possibility.
Well, it was consistent with. It was not consistent with. That was their methodology, and that's why they sat us there. It was that you give the rocker table or whatever. It just the whole thing was. It wasn't. It didn't seem like it was all by accident.
It just seemed like this lady has a power, and she.
Yeah, it was a passive aggressive power trip.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to experiment on communication techniques, for lack of a better term.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. The sun is really bright on my phone, so I can't see the chat right now. So I'm just letting you guys know. If we're not responding to your chat, it's because we can't read it.
Oh, well, which one? Which casino it was?
Jerry's Nugget.
Well, Jerry's Nugget, and it was world famous, whatever the famous.
Yeah, the world famous prime rib
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
And I got to tell you what, the prime rib was amazing.
And it should be world famous for what we got. I don't know if you saw, the. I mean,
I don't think I put pictures of it up yet.
oh my gosh, this thing was, I think, bigger than a football, but about the size of a rugby ball.
Well, so they had plans. You could get the small one for like $13.99.
Normal steak size, I think, is my guess.
Then there's a medium one that was like 20 or no 30,
Right.
$44.99.
That would be what we would think would be prime rib. Big thick cut is my guess.
And then they had a double.
Oh my
and
gosh.
Ty's like, Eddie, why don't we just split a double? So
Yeah.
that's what we did.
Yeah, that's right. Because it would have been a slightly cheap, whatever. It just seemed like I'm going to get one. Also, I want the proper prime rib experience.
Yeah, so it was 50.
It was so cool.
52 to 61 ounces is what it was quoted as.
It was enormous. So that's 3 pounds, 4 pounds, 3 pounds plus, 4 pounds essentially.
Yeah.
4 plus or minus 3.5 to 4 pounds of solid, boneless prime rib, delicious, cooked perfectly, awesome.
And then for dessert, they had this strawberry cheese or strawberry cream puff. So it had strawberries, and then on top it was dipped in chocolate, and it had custard in it and real whipped cream, like homemade whipped cream, the thick stuff.
Yeah, the thick, yeah.
It was. I mean, it was
He
so
had to
delicious.
use a knife. He wore out 2 Ginsu knives on the whipped cream alone. It was pretty good.
Donnie loved it though.
Yeah. Donnie chipped a tooth on the whipped cream. It was so good.
What's that, Cajun?
It held up though. Yeah. He's not kidding as far as like the perfect whipped cream. It was just really, really. I was looking.
Yeah, I asked Ty, like, "Do you want dessert?" He's like, "No, I'm good." And then when he saw what I got, he was still full, but he's like, "Oh my
No,
god!"
I'm enjoying the experience and how perfect this dessert was, which is basically a cruller donut. How do you spell the ones where they kind of twist around, and they dip it in top, kind of like a large
Here, you can
chulo.
put that in front of the camera and they can see it.
Oh yeah.
See if it zooms in.
I can't.
There you go.
There, yeah, look at that.
That's it right there, guys.
Look at that. And that whipped cream's no joke.
Now you can slide over and show the prime rib one. One more. Other way. There you go.
So that's a full-size, regular-size steak knife.
That was our prime rib,
That's
guys.
a large serving platter. Look how that's awesome.
Yeah, that prime rib was amazing.
So the whole meal experience, food-wise, should have been fantastic. Service was great. Gal was fun.
Oh,
But
yeah.
it's just the bit players seem to have to weigh in. And luckily, this wasn't our first rodeo either.
Yeah.
But you can imagine them as bullying, for lack of a better term, senior citizens or whatever that they might not care for, or somebody who hadn't been immersed in this type of
I gotta get one of these. I gotta add this. There's a feature I can
irritating
add
atmosphere.
to where it'll read the comments,
Yeah.
or it'll read out loud.
Well,
need to
I
get
think
that.
they have to have that built into the. Yeah, maybe. And they should. Oh, you should. I'm sure they do. All you have to do is enable. You probably just have to enable your.
Text to voice.
Yeah, the feature in the Apple phone.
So
This
we're gonna have to figure that out.
accessibility option of some sort.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
because
Sierra Pines.
that'll help me. Because when I'm driving, I don't want to look at the chat, but I don't want to be rude to the subscribers. Why do I keep calling you guys subscribers? You guys are my friends. Who am I talking about?
We actually had him serialized like dollar bills. We were going to ask you if you can implant chip IDs, but I told him it might be too much this week.
Yeah, we're gonna. You have to accept our cookies policy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every time
we have a click wrap agreement. I don't know if you knew that or not, but
we're just joking, by the way.
yeah.
We do not collect any data on you.
No, but we do take over the title to your mortgage here in about 10, 9, 8, 7.
Oh my god. YouTube's gonna kick us off for those comments.
Parody. Satire.
Yeah, satire. Definitely satire. Yeah, I gotta. So what it is?
Oh, hey, you guys got to watch the Dave Chappelle SNL monologue parts A and B before they get taken off of
They're
Twitter.
on Twitter.
The fact that NBC and SNL posted it, I guess, gives it a little chance of surviving. But I screen recorded the whole thing, so it's 2 7.5-minute segments, worthwhile.
He wasn't as nice to Donald Trump as he normally is, though. I think it's because he's trying to
exactly. He got
portray as a Democrat.
he saw what happened to Kanye, so he's like, you have to take it all into context with the last sentence that he says. So that's the.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't the usual Dave Chappelle just because he said that last. It was like a brilliant statement or sentence at the end, but and it doesn't make sense unless you watch the full parts. He kind of ripped Herschel Walker to pieces. So that's some cultural bigotry, thinking Herschel Walker's dumb because of his Southern accent, essentially, as opposed to he didn't sit down and talk to him about issues. And
yeah,
I mean that's true bigotry right there, racism, if you will. But it's bigotry. Chappelle's, well, it's comedy in how it was used, but how the audience, I'm sure, received it or perceived it.
Yeah. So I don't know if we're going to drive over the Hoover Dam again, or we're going to try to drive by the Hoover Dam. Could be one or the other.
I think it's that.
I think we drive by it.
I think it's that cool bridge that we saw.
Yeah, I think so too.
I don't know if anybody watched yesterday, but that big old cement, enormous, relatively new-looking bridge. Hoover Dam's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Listen to me. I'm just figuring out now. It's one of the 7 wonders of our United States civil engineering or whatever. And I'm just now saying, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Sorry, guys. We're trying to read your comments, but the sun is hitting my camera just the perfect way to where I can't. I gotta get tinting on the back windows. So I think that's what's causing it.
Do you have discourse?
You know,
Yeah, I done bought 3 meals. Seriously. And it was 4 meals for Andy and I, all one each. Yeah, 4 meals, and I ate 19 pocket. So I would say last week for opportunity. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, we gotta read this. Yeah, cooler, exactly. Scoop 22. Yeah, cooler. Going to dip your chocolate in half. More perfect paste. Delicious good lupins, good cream. The stuff that people can only dream about, especially great t-shirts going how to do. And then what else is in the strawberries? Strawberries, yeah. And just custard. Yeah, and custard. And hidden custard supplies. It was a treat when I had it tasted. That's how I when you didn't food ever. Your teeth left on your finger. Oh yeah. So it's like a vein of gold and unexpected fire. Yeah, it was amazing. I was still, we were talking about, is it Robot Boys Con, guys? I think it was, they got locked up, and that's why. No, so, maybe you missed Metal Bags, right? I don't know. Our voice is better, guys. Take on about 30 seconds to respond. What's Robot Voice for? It's horrible. Yeah. Anyways. Well, hopefully we get some action today or tomorrow in Phoenix.
because sometimes they don't gotta figure out the times for you, like, if we remember last time we were in Phoenix, we went to LA instead because the times are different in the prison training.
Yeah, for the most part, though, I do most of productive work. Personal stuff like 3 to 5 a.m. and some of like when I'm top of my day would be at 6 a.m. then be at 10 a.m. And then I go for my ride, at like 3 a.m. Kind of like, so if we're like 6, maybe 6, I just start to be maybe 6 a.m.
So when we do your Thai talk show, then it would have to be in the morning.
Well, I mean, that's where you get peak time, in the evening, it would mostly just kind of be here, I wouldn't be able to be sharp enough to be concise, statements.
So I was trying to do it live so people would respond with comments and stuff like that.
Yeah, what I try to do is develop a more communication style that's more immersed. Rather than it's the same thing, newsworthy, it's just like what you hear from Ben. I try to augment the attention span. Like that and bulk can be a little bit bigger. A little bit but oftentimes the people who come hear me the first time, it's just information tsunami or rolls, eyes will roll back of the head. And I get that, but it's difficult to say. I don't want to communicate from the lowest common denominator of communication that we're getting used to. I want to challenge. I want to help people augment their perspective. What I enjoy when the texture that my play is the texture that I'm seeing and living, is enjoyable to me. Being able to see the counter and this and all that little detail that I can't really communicate with my head. It processes in real time. So then, and it's not necessarily I have great arguments to say to somebody, but seeing that situation by just glancing and then coming up with something that would impart a memory, some kind of deep memory, as opposed to just making comments. So most people are not embarrassed at this point, where what happened to me pushes me past the most measurements of embarrassment, right? This is what the analogy for Eddie is how they treated Eddie, as it pushes him past even many more abstract layers of embarrassment, so he's able to thrive. And so for that, I take them in awe and inspiration, because that's what I try to push back. I try to preach that.
Well, guys, if you remember the Trump rally last year that I went to in Arizona, in Tucson, with Ty, and they wouldn't let me in the press box because I was in the scooter. They wouldn't let me. Yeah, so they put me in a little tiny spot and they were screwing me over. And I just got depressed. I was like, I can't believe I'm being stage, and I was in a different area. They did not take right time from that, or you didn't come in, or no.
I probably didn't have age or seeing you. If I watch so far back,
Yeah.
I have the memory of it, but I don't have the memory of me being able to.
Yeah, but it totally put me in a different mode and mood. Like, I wasn't reacting to you guys.
I think you told me about it, and then you pointed out that.
And then, so luckily Donnie was there, because Donnie kept giving me hugs and kisses, and that got me feeling better again. But it's just, I try not to show it to you guys when I'm feeling that way, but it does happen when I get denied certain stuff because I'm in this culture, It makes you feel useless. Big time.
So when I hear somebody who has their, when I'm going to Eddie was going to live in Chicago, There's a kid that gets rich before you did. That's there's a kid that's like watching an athlete football now. USA, yeah, it's a whole proud feeling. It is. It's unique. I don't know how to describe it. That poetry. That's another blessed perspective I get at that moment in time. It feels blessed. It feels like I have wow. It's like, thank you for allowing me to be in a situation where I could recognize what's being communicated that I wasn't able to perceive, or I wasn't able to maybe kind of think it, but to experience it is it's just a different level of abstraction.
I think I told you this high school I have one of the people that comes in our chat regularly. He's disabled, right? And so one day he sent me a private message and he said, look, Eddie, you know, I was really down and I was contemplating suicide. He's also, I figured I'd turn on YouTube while I did it. And he said, I found you. And by seeing you being disabled like me and you dealing with it, he's all you allowed me to change my mind and not kill myself. And that was just, yeah, so I just like, I couldn't believe that I had the power to do that for somebody, you know. It was like, that was like the greatest thing you could ever hear. So, you know, and at the time I wasn't streaming as much as I am again now. And he's the reason why that I'm streaming more, so I could maybe save another life, you know.
Put the money there.
Maybe ports or granite or something, or ports or
Red mud pile, what would be in the red mud pile?
clay.
So that's the formation of that. What I found out was it's basically all mud. All the stuff is mud that's been fossilized.
We're going past the railroad pass hotel. What's up, Bo? Oh, but really? Alright, I'll let Ed take the pyramid history with that retarded.